So welcome back to H Blue's Word, where I break down the headlines and I hold space for truth, accountability, and for this case, for the Diddy case, community healing. I'm Stacey Brewer, and we are at day 18 of the Diddy trial, and today the spotlight remained on Jane Doe, who is testifying under a pseudonym. Now, she's a former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs, and her testimony is one of the most, I would say, emotionally raw and unsettling. I mean, we heard from Cassie, but this is pretty raw too. Now, let's get into it. Jane Doe's testimony painted, I would say, a deeply disturbing picture of her relationship with Diddy from 2021 to 2024. Now, keep in mind, Diddy was allegedly doing this after the Cassie lawsuit and after the hotel video was released, and he did a whole apology claiming he was in a dark place then. Well, I guess that dark place continued if you believe Jane Doe. Now, keep in mind, Diddy denies all allegations and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Now, on day 18, Jane Doe described being coerced into repeated intimate encounters with male escorts and what have been referred to as hotel nights. I guess he kind of rebranded it from FOs. Now, Jane testified that these weren't just occasional events. Some of these sessions lasted as long as 3.5 days. And they often involved multiple men and were fueled by illegal substances. So very similar to Cassie. Now, Jane Doe said that she would turn into somebody that can just perform this. She described herself as feeling like a robot. Now, the emotional and physical toll was allegedly just undeniable. She spoke about chronic back pain, frequent UTIs, and a deep sense of sadness and isolation. But the control wasn't just emotional or physical. She says it was also financial. Jane said that Diddy was paying her rent and that she felt obligated to keep going along with these hotel nights to maintain that support. Now, when she expressed a desire to stop, he allegedly became defensive, belittling, and dismissive. Now, Jane also revealed that in 2023, she signed what she called a love contract, a 2-year agreement where Diddy would pay her $10,000 a month, and she used this money to pay her rent for a home, and she testified that as of now, Diddy is still paying her rent. Now, she made it clear she agreed to the contract not out of love or partnership, but because she felt, again, obligated after years of participating in acts she didn't want to be a part of, obligated out of fear of losing her home, obligated because of what this man could do financially, emotionally, and socially. Now, Jane testified that many of these encounters were recorded by Diddy and often without her consent. She said almost every time. She also recounted a disgusting time she had to show proof she was on her cycle just to get out of a hotel night. But remember, Cassie says sometimes Diddy wanted the women to be on their cycle. In fact, assistants recalled cleaning up oil and period fluid, we'll just say. Now, Jane Doe also claimed that she transported and smuggled illegal substances for Diddy on 2 occasions across state lines, another disturbing detail that could add weight to the racketeering and trafficking charges. She also testified that Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, allegedly assured her when she expressed concern about transporting these illegal substances. Allegedly, Christina told her, "It's fine, I do it all the time." And this testimony, again, may strengthen the RICO charges against Combs. Now, federal prosecutors have referred to Christina Coram as an agent and co-conspirator of Combs, suggesting she may have reached an agreement with the prosecution and could possibly testify in the trial. Time will tell. However, note that Christina has publicly denied any involvement in the alleged assaults and misconduct. She has stated that the allegations against her are false and are causing damage to her reputation. Now, throughout Jane's testimony, she spoke through tears, just sharing how she felt disgusted and lonely and broken. She even talked about breaking down crying during one of the hotel nights and how Diddy looked at her with disgust, had no comfort or remorse for her. And that's the thread that ties all of this together. Again, it's control, coercion, exploitation. So this is not a story of a woman who is just willingly signing up for some edgy adult relationship dynamic. She's saying that this is a story of a woman who felt trapped, who had financial needs and emotional fears weaponized against her, and whose experiences now echo what we've heard from others, again, like Cassie, that Diddy used his power, his money, and influence to keep women dependent, silent, and under his control. So where does this leave us? Jane Doe's testimony is still unfolding, but what's already been said to me speaks volumes, and it raises serious questions not only about what happened behind closed doors, but about what wealth and celebrity can shield, excuse, or delay for many years. Now, I'll be right here following every detail of this case and helping us process this truth together. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you're finding this coverage helpful. And as always, stay informed, stay grounded. I'm Stacey Brewer, and this is H Blues Word. Until next time, peace.